an old man yelled a racist slur at me. I was walking alone the other day and I heard the slur. He was drunk. I didn't say anything because I was shocked. The slur he yelled actually belonged to a different ethnic group. It doesn't apply to me. He should have yelled. Instead, he said, I mean, I know it's still racism, but this is wrong. Because now I'm not upset about racism, I'm upset about inappropriate racism. This is an epidemic or pandemic. I don't know what these words mean. I heard somewhere and now I'm throwing them around, but you get my point. Wrong racism is wrong. I'm not gonna let this one slide. I'll go to the old man and grab him by the collar and tell him that he says the correct slur. If he refuses, I will punch. I was 13 and my biggest problem was my neighbor's mad dog. I couldn't step out of the house. That dog chased me, tried to bite me all the time. I was scared to death. Time passed, I turned 18 and the dog stopped chasing me. I wondered why. Suddenly one day, the dog showed up at my house and told me he needed to go to an office party and wanted a diverse friend to go with. That's why he had been chasing me all this time. Because he needed a diverse friend. Ah, poor dog. But my parents always told me never to trust a colored dog. So I said no. I don't see race except when it's a colored dog. I have been abused as a child. I have got my merits. Been abused by a decent amount of people. And I wonder, did I ended up in Mr. Epstein's island or not? Was I trafficked or not? How would I know if I did? Where can I verify? Probably not. Probably it was all good old family abuse. Probably. However, let's say I was trafficked to Mr. Jeffrey's island and got rejected, because of, which is worse, a PDF file or a racist PDF file? I don't know how to decide. Is this one of those moral dilemmas that hard to answer? Like, if you go back in time, will you baby Hitler? I don't know. If I go back in time, I think baby Hitler would be my least problem, considering the British Empire's foreign policy. But that's history. Who's going to believe me? Or that African proverb, until the lion learns to write, every story will glorify the hunter. Unless the hunter has a laptop, then it's a different story. All of them are politically divided and they cannot just shut the about it. Constantly they have to underline their political ideologies. Otherwise people may think they lean wrong way politically. Who the cares? You're out of shape, career doesn't go well, marriage is a disaster, kids are stupid, hopes are crushed, and you think being active in politics what's going to give your life meaning? Well, my friends, you're wrong. Years of bad choices, negligence, and cowardness can be fixed by radical politics. Addiction might help. Self-destruction could work. I don't get invited to many places. I don't know what to wear. I mean, why can't I just wear a t-shirt or something? Guy is dead for God's sake. Whose feeling are we protecting? I only have a white shirt. I used to wear that to weddings. And then every wedding I was invited to ended up in divorce. So no one invites me to their weddings. That shirt was gifted by my grandma. White is good luck, she said. Wearing white will bring you good luck, she said. And then she died on the same night. White didn't bring much luck to my grandma, it seems. Anyway, I must go to this funeral wearing white among all the blacks. I'm gonna really feel out of place. I mean, I get it. Blacks gotta do what they gotta do. Yes, sir. But that won't stop a white. It's time for the whites to take back control. I wish if there's a world, in every funeral, only whites are allowed. You know what? It's not a wish. I have a dream. My father had money, but he didn't leave me anything. All his girlfriends are old. No, I can't have that. The only thing I inherited from my dad was his racism and misogyny. I'll cash in on the misogyny in the future, but racism, that's all I have got. What's that book? Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Yeah, it's like that. What the racist and sexist teach their kids about hate, the abnormal ones didn't. I don't want to be abnormal. I don't want my kids to make the same mistake I made. I want them to be aware of who to hate from day one. It's like planting a tree, I plant the hate. Watch it grow. I know I can benefit, but someday my kids, my grandkids will benefit from that tree of hate. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. At some point in the meeting, my boss made a joke about a certain ethnic group and nobody laughed except me. I was thinking about something, so I chuckled at that. But my boss thought I was laughing at his racist joke. He was impressed. He was impressed the fact that I might be a racist. I'm not. I'm not racist. I hate everybody equally. No bias, no prejudice. Whoever isn't me, I hate. Anyway, the point is my boss thinks I'm a racist, so he gave me the job, hoping he can talk freely about any community he despises at the office. I mean, why not? I have pretended to be many things I'm not. I can pretend to be a racist. I have always been the audience of racism. Now I can be the clown. At the wedding, I realized why I was invited. So, this friend of mine always surrounds herself with non whites. She does this to make sure her white friends know she is better than them. Here's the thing, her father is a butcher. His shop filled with fresh meat. Because of my friendship with his daughter, I get discounts. So, like any sane person, when I faced a dilemma between fresh meat and racial pride, I chose meat. At the wedding, my friend was using me as an ethnic prop. I didn't mind until I got to know the menu. Apparently, she turned vegetarian. Not only she betrayed me with her wedding menu, she also lied to her butcher dad that I had become a vegetarian as well. The nerve. I tolerated her inclusive racism for years, and this is how she thanks me for it. I went to the wedding full of excitement, and she gave me tofu. Tofu. My father always hated other cultures. There's a particular community he hated the most. Back then, I didn't understand the importance of hating other communities. I was young and hopeful. Now it's different. I'm no longer hopeful. I have realized I have no talent. I have admitted to myself that I'm a failure. So if I can't be hopeful, at least I'm allowed to be hateful. I encountered friends from all the racial backgrounds often tell me they are colorblind. Here's the thing. If you are colorblind, how do you know what color is? Were you colorblind by birth or something happened in your youth? My point is, when someone says they are colorblind, they are lying. I don't see colors. That's exactly what an inclusive racist would say. So don't be an inclusive racist. Instead, see colors and be a moron. There was no way I could keep up with their politics. So at a certain point, I started to side with whatever politics was popular at that time at the table. It was going fine. And then some lunatic from the group asked me what I really believe in. What are my political ideas? Nothing. I don't even believe in my ideas. Why the should I believe in somebody else's? I envy people who know what they believe in and what group should they hate. I tried and failed. I'm not saying there is no hate in me. Trust me, there's a lot of hate in me. But all of them directed at myself. I wonder, how can I divert that hate towards someone else or some group? Where can I learn that? How do you choose which group to hate? No one taught me that. I should have paid attention in school. I never get why people are proud of their ethnicity or race. They always argue the past was the best, the present is bad. I never understood that. We want to go back to the way things were. What things? But I have noticed the past is the best argument has limitations because they usually pick a year, the best time. Some say 2000 years ago was best. Some say 1000 years ago. Some say 100 years ago. But why not 30 days ago? Why not last night? Why not the time mommy and daddy made dinner? At the end of the day, I think that's the truth. No matter what culture you are from, you are here because a hot dog, a roast beef. As I finished my point, my friend started crying. She needed to get darker for the music video, but she had no clue how. I was heartbroken. I knew it was on me, so I came up with a solution. I told my friend to wait, went to the store and bought darker paint. Initially, I was looking for brown, but they ran out of it. They only had black paint. I bought that. So I went back with the paint and told her my plan. We will cover her face with black paint and shoot the video. My friend loved the idea. With one creative input, she asked, instead of just blackface, how about painting the entire body black? That was it. My friend went into the room and came out black. I don't think racism is going anywhere soon, but hear me out. What if, bear with me, what if we encourage people to see color in everything? They want to feel important? We'll give them importance. The idea is simple. If someone hates, let's say in this case, a green-skinned person, they should avoid the color green entirely in their life. For example, they can't eat green vegetables. They can't go near a tree. Well, They can go near the brown part of the tree, but not the green. In this case, to avoid confusion, they'd have to hate both brown and green. Makes much more sense. So they can completely avoid any relationship with nature and live inside a bubble. Also, no beef because cows eat grass. So green is still in cow system. So no beef, no lamb. If they are hungry, they can have all the tofu in the world. In my opinion, I think we should treat racism as like an allergic reaction rather than a social reaction. Think about it. When someone is allergic to shellfish, you would say, don't bring shellfish here because this person is allergic. You can do the same with a racist. For example, let's say if someone is allergic to a pink-skinned person, you can say, don't bring the pink person. There's a shellfish over here. One of my schoolmates is now an extremist online. I don't mind. He's allowed to be a racist. He's allowed to be a sexist. Who am I to judge? But the other day, he was going on and on and on about his usual racist rant and accidentally told me, open quote, those people are like that because that's natural selection. And I am superior because that's also natural selection, end quote. His words, not mine. Natural selection, he said. Natural selection. Let me get this straight. You don't go out. You don't get sunlight. You eat processed food all day and no vegetables, no human contact, no fresh air. And you talk about natural selection? Natural selection? I think nature has already done its job. Nature has already made its selection. That's why you're married to your computer. You know something? You know what fascinates me about nature? The word nature is man-made. So suck on that.